Welcome to Houston. I hear that you have a former roommate that plays for this team. How do you feel playing head-to-head against your old friend, college buddy? And how do you feel about having the responsibility of opening probably one of the most important games in Phillies' recent baseball history?
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to face off against Bregman at this point of the season and the World Series. He's had such a good career over here with the Astros and such a good ball player. And I know him really well, and he's pretty much the same guy as when I first met him. So super happy for him, and definitely pretty cool to be able to compete against him. But for us, it's awesome as well to be in this position. It's great for our team, the organization, and the fan base to be in this position right now and have a chance to a world title. So it's pretty special.
Any questions for Aaron? We'll go to Matt in the back on her. In the last row.
Hey, Aaron. Is there any advantage or disadvantage that you did face this team less than a month ago? You got to pitch in this ballpark. I know the circumstances were very different. Does that help or hurt in this situation?
I guess we'll find out, but it's nice to be able to pitch on this mound for the first time, the last time we were here, just to kind of get a feel for it and know how it holds up. So I think that's an advantage to that part. But, I mean, obviously, like you said, it's a different stage of when the last time we played here. It's a good team that we're playing against, so and we are too. So I think we'll see tomorrow, and we'll see this series.
The first row on your left, Aaron.
Dave Dombrowski was telling us that he told a couple guys on the bus ride or something like that this is going to be completely different than anything you guys have experienced. The world is watching and stuff like that. Do you think your personality and demeanor is perfect for this situation, not getting too up or you stay even keeled?
I mean, for myself, yeah, it's a big stage and it's a World Series, but it's just another game when we step out on that field. And that's all I try to focus on is to make pitches when I need to and focus every single pitch. I can't control the results that happen, and the only thing I can control is my body on the mound and my emotions and, where that pitch is going. So that's kind of how I keep my focus in line and my emotions in check.
Steve in the second row on your right.
Congratulations on making it here.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, when Rob took over, did he stabilize things? I mean, things were not at a good spot at that point. That's why you changed managers. And did he stabilize things? What did he do to get things on an even keel? Because obviously they weren't when he took over.
I mean, if anybody knows Rob, he's the most even-keeled guy out there. He never gets too up. He never gets too down. And I feel like that's our team. And when we had our struggles and we were losing a little bit, everybody always believed that we were going to turn it around, and we did. And we're at this point now. And when we were winning a good bit, we never got too high. And it's the reality of the game. Anything can happen, and I think everybody in that clubhouse knew that, and we just had to keep pushing. And to me, I think we saw that the first game of the wild card. We never gave up in that ninth inning, that whole game, and it pushed us to here.
Is he the perfect person for that situation you were in? Do you feel he was like the perfect for this team?
Yeah, I believe so. He, like I said, he's super even-keeled. And I think it shows. It shows with our team.
About 5 rows back on your left.
Aaron, have you spoken to Austin yet? He said after the LCS clincher he was going to take some time before he reached out.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day. Yeah, he congratulated me. He said he was sorry we didn't talk after the game. He was pretty upset, which I get, right? I understand. I think everybody would be, and I'm super happy for him. He had a great season and a great postseason, and obviously tough for them. And I'm just glad he stayed healthy through the whole season.
And is he going to be here? And can you look back now at that series and kind of step back and say, wow, that was what that kind of meant to you guys?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be here. He said he might be watching on TV in Montana. But it was definitely cool playing against him in that series. We said soak it up because it might not ever happen again. I think at that point of the season, the championship series, is not too many brothers get to play against each other in that late in the season. So we definitely soaked it in.
The right center aisle.
Hey, could you give us a little insight on how Rob told you that you were going to start game one? Is there any kind of story to it, or is it normal Rob Thomson?
Normal Rob Thomson. Yeah, he actually just told me right when we stormed the field after Ranger got that last out. We hugged each other, and he told me then. So not too long of a story.
I'll go across the aisle with Jim.
Aaron, just picking up on Matt's question, did you get a chance to see any of the videos of your parents in the stands watching you and your brother play? They seem really conflicted and torn. And what was that all like for you watching? And have you talked to them about it and what it was like for them?
Yeah, I haven't seen any videos of them. I haven't really checked the internet, to be honest with you. But now I know it was hard for them, right, to see the Phillies advance and then Austin get that last out. I know it was emotional for him.
We'll go to Ron in the second row here.
What similarities do you see in yourself in Verlander, and what differences as a pitcher?
It's a really good pitcher right there. He's been doing it for a very long time, and he's steady. He's always consistent. I've probably only seen him in person 4 or 5 times pitch, being on the other side. But I know he's such a competitor, and like I said, he's been doing it for so long, and it's really impressive. And he's having a heck of a year this year, and it's cool to watch him.
Have you ever talked to him much over the years?
I've never talked to him.
About 5 rows back on your right here.
Aaron, this was another year where you carried a heavy workload, but this is going to be 9 days between starts. Just what can that do for you at this time of year?
Yeah, it feels like I hadn't been on the mound in quite some time, but I think a little rest is good. I think at this stage right now, obviously not feeling like the regular season. I think when I get on the mound, it feels like I was just on the mound. I think everything starts to zone back in, and as long as my body's healthy, which it is, and my arm feels good, I think I'll feel good.
Any questions for Aaron? I'll go back to Jim.
Do you have to game plan any differently because they saw you 3 weeks ago?
I'll see. I'll watch some video tonight and see what I need to do. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the same exact lineup that I faced a couple of weeks ago, but at the end of the day, I just need to execute my pitches and try to get that leadoff guy out.
The 5th row on your far right here.
Hi, Aaron. Your high-level views on the Astros lineup?
I'm sorry, my
In
what?
general, their batters, their overall lineup, what are your kind of high-level views? What are their strengths?
Yeah, it's a good lineup. I mean, they do a lot of things well. Hit for average, hit for power. They're scrappy. But I think it's for me. I just have to make pitches to them and keep the ball on the ground.
Rob, congratulations being
Thank
here.
you.
Can you tell me, I know it doesn't mean anything in the stats, what it means to be the first Canadian to manage a World Series team?
I don't know. I mean, it's great. I'm a proud Canadian. I love my country. I love what we stand for. But to tell you the truth, I'm just happy to be managing a team in the World Series.
And we'll go to the
And are you aware that people are following this story a bit more than they otherwise would because you're the manager in Canada?
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, I've heard from a lot of people back home that, everybody's behind us. It's a big story, and that's great, But it is what it is.
We'll go to the 1st row on your left.
Hey, Rob, when you face a pitching staff like this, pretty much all of their staff, and a staff that really didn't give up home runs, do you change approach at all, or do you have the ability to change approach when you're facing this kind of pitching?
Yeah, I think hitters are hitters. I think, we'll know their stuff. We know some of their tendencies, what they like to do, and we'll try to attack it as best we can. But I don't think, Kyle Schwarber's going to try and get base hits or bunt for base. He's not going to really change all that much. So I think we just have to attack their weaknesses, whatever they are, and stay with our strengths and just put good at-bats together.
We'll go to Todd in the third row on your right here.
Rob, Aaron was just in here, and he said after you guys clinched Game 5, you were on the field, you gave him a hug and said you're starting Game 1. I'm wondering why you chose that moment on the field to tell him immediately you're starting Game 1.
I was probably pretty excited. But no, Caleb and Cap and Lundy and I have been kind of mapping things out as we've gone along, and we knew that if we had won that night, we wanted Wheels to get an extra day. So obviously it's Aaron's spot to start, and I don't know why. I just want to let him know right then.
And he's maybe more laid back than you are. How did he respond to that?
Just smiled, said, awesome or great, But he was happy.
Go to the back right corner there.
Hey, Rob, how are you?
Good.
A lot of you and Dusty Baker, baseball lifers. I'm just curious, what's your relationship with him, if any, and your respect level for him?
Respect level is through the roof. This guy's done. I'm kind of awkward. You putting me in the same baseball lifer category as Dusty, because he's done a lot more than I have. Obviously, he's played for a long time and managed for a long time. Been a great manager, 2,000 wins. And not just that, but the man that he is, or the man that I've heard he is, because I really don't know him all that well. I've spoken on the phone with him a couple times, but I just have the utmost respect for him.
Far back on your left.
Hey, Rob, just you talking about having respect for Dusty. Is any of that, his managerial career, intimidating to you?
No, I'm respectful of it, but I don't think I'm necessarily intimidated by it.
And then what can you learn from his managing style, if anything?
I think just his, he's very calm, poised all the time. I don't know what's going on inside of him, but outwardly he's very calm, very poised, and I like that about him.
Go to the second row on your right here.
Rob, what's the message you're giving to the guys about, this seems to be a loose group of guys. What's the message going in to not lose the moment, but still have that urgency? It's a fine line with these guys, I would assume.
Yeah, it's stay loose. And really that's what it gets down to. It is the World Series. It's a big stage, but they've been loose the entire time through this whole process. They haven't got caught up in the moment. They've stayed in the moment, and they just got to carry on the same way and just go out, put your game on autopilot, and just go play.
Stay there with Ron.
Thinking back a long time ago, did the Rob Thomson in Gastonia or Bristol ever envision a World Series?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe in my dreams, but not realistically,
And what are the 1 or 2, 3 points of baseball knowledge biggest that you've picked up over the years in the game?
I think maybe it doesn't have to do too much with baseball. It's just life, but I treat people with respect, and I treat everybody equally, whether you're a rookie or a 20-year veteran. And I think people respect that. I don't know, I think there's so many things that I've learned over the course of the year. I don't think I can pinpoint 1 or 2 things that are most important, but I think just the respect factor that I have for the players and how I treat them has been the most important thing or the best thing that I do.
Third row on your left, Emma.
Hi, Rob. Curious about how it's felt to watch Reese over the last month or so, just those years of ups and downs, finally all these big moments one after the other.
Yeah, really happy for him, because there have been some moments where he's made a critical error or struck out in a big spot. But this guy he's ferocious. He's a competitor, and he comes to play every day. And it doesn't matter what he did yesterday. He's got a short memory, and I'm so happy for him because he does so much in the Philadelphia community to help people. And he's such a good person that whenever he does something right or good, I cheer louder than I cheer for most guys.
The last row on your left, Jesse.
Rob, pretty much whenever anybody describes you, the words even-keeled come after that. And you hear that from players, about players. It feels like most of them say you got to stay even-keeled. Is that easy or hard to do in baseball? Do you sort of get used to it because 162 you can't? I mean, how does that, because most people are emotional when you win or lose, but it feels like most guys like yourself are even. How's that work?
Yeah, I think earlier in my career, I'm not as even-keeled as I am now. It's just you kind of learn these moments and know that you can't control things, and so why worry about certain things? And I think just the experience of going through all these different moments throughout 30-some year career just kind of teaches you to be even-keeled.
Go to the fourth row on your right, Rob.
Rob, you've obviously seen a ton of Justin Verlander in big moments dating back to when you were in New York. What's made him so dominant for such a long period?
He's had an unbelievable career. To do what he's doing at his age and how many seasons he's had, how many games he's pitched, it's incredible. He must stay in tremendous shape. But it's the big fastball, it's the big curveball, it's the poise he has on the mound and the competitive nature that he has that has kept him going. I know he's on the other club, but I have a ton of respect for just what he's done in his career.